News First, Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.
I am joined by the coach of the Indian cricket team, Shastri. Good morning, Ravi.
Morning.
Now the thing is, the very beautiful former Consul General of Sri Lanka to Mumbai, Saroja, tells me that you talk very proudly about that immigration stamp of Sri Lanka.
I have to. I'd be stupid if I don't, because if I didn't have that stamp, I wouldn't have traveled anywhere in the world.
So you started with Sri Lanka?
I started with Sri Lanka. It was an under-19 team which I happened to captain, and came to this beautiful island, at that time, and things started happening once I got that stamp, because 2 months later I was playing for India in New Zealand, and the rest is history.
And tell me, I know that you have a real fondness for Sri Lanka. I mean, I think Sri Lankans also have the same fondness for you, not for everybody, but for you. But can you let's talk about that. What's your fondness?
Fondnesses have come here. The people are great. And I think that first trip of mine, where we went right from the north to the south, in a minibus, really told us what this island is all about. We were a great bunch. Out of that team, I think 8 or 10 played for India. And we were here for almost 2.5 months. And it was fascinating. And then I've been coming so many times after that. I came on the first tour in 84, 85, I think. We stayed in this same hotel, the Taj, where we were doing this interview way back then. And it's just the culture, the people, the island. It's a beautiful place, very laid back. It's your blood pressure, if it is ever high in any part of the world, you want to bring it down, come to Sri Lanka. You're chillax.
But don't you, isn't there a similarity with Mangalore?
It is.
Yeah,
I hail from Mangalore. It's
down
the coast of India. Kerala, Mangalore, you see Cochin, they remind you of Sri Lanka, in many, many ways. And I also came here right through the turn of the century. When your war was going on, I don't think many people came here to do television, and right through those years, 8, 10 years, I remember coming almost every year to cover cricket. And, when you come that many times, you have a lot of friends, the country grows on you, and you love the place.
And any particular dish about fish dishes? The fish, I'm sure.
Fish, crab, I'm sitting here in a crab factory. I'm just waiting. Once I'm done with you, I'm going to attack those crabs for sure.
With Captain Onita?
Yeah, absolutely.
But about now, you came when you were from the under-19 team and you captained the team. So did you have a nice relationship with Arjuna?
No, in fact, I never saw him till we played a test match in Kandy, and out came a nice roly-poly, rotund, nice plump little batsman.
Who loved rice?
Yeah, you could see that. You didn't have to. There no prizes for guessing that. And he came out to bat, and he smashed us, all around the ground. He got a brilliant 100. And you knew he was 16 or 17 years of age, and you knew this boy will make it very big. And, he played for Sri Lanka, I think, the very next year, I think against England in 1982, and then went on to achieve things that, very few Sri Lankans have. And winning a World Cup, no Sri Lankan.
And lately people speak about Murali's Dusra, Dilshan, Dilscoop, but how come people have forgotten Ravi Shastri's great chapati shot? I think we should talk about it.
See, those were the years it was more print media. There wasn't that much of television. Today, every match, they show you 3 times over. I mean, you finish a game, you put on television in your room, they're repeating the whole game. You get up in the morning, you have breakfast, you switch on television, again that game is being repeated. So you have no choice, but to watch it again and again, but that's the way the game has evolved. Mine might have been a chapati shot, but then you see the dusra, the tisra, which is brilliant. The dil scoop or whatever you call the ramp shot, that comes into the game, which is why, the game is getting more and more interesting. And that's why I say cricket is lucky to have 3 formats. It helps the game to evolve. Test cricket is the ultimate. T20 brings new people into the game, bigger followers, generates income, which can then be plowed back into the system for grassroots level, test match cricket, and to an extent, one-day cricket.
And I need to talk cricket, but I need to talk of Sri Lanka more, but then I need to sort of refresh the memory. This is really for the younger generation. Now, You were elected as champion of champions in 1985, and now you're the champion of a champion side. Let's talk about it.
That was a great era for Indian cricket. You know, we won the World Cup in 1983. Like I say, you know, for me those two medals are like 24 karat. No one, you can take all my hundreds, you can take all my.
You got a car, right?
Yes,
yeah.
and we followed that because we beat West Indies in 83. So when we went to Australia in 85, it was the World Championship. And in India, you know, no matter what you do, people will say, oh, that was a fluke. You beat the West Indies. So we went for the World Championship.
In Australia?
In Australia, and we won all our games. And then we beat Pakistan in the final. So which is a lasting memory for anyone who watched it. It was first time television coming in from Australia. It was day-night cricket being played for the first time and being televised back home, so people seeing it under lights. And you won it convincingly, the tournament. So I got a car for that.
A red car, if I'm not.
It was a golden Audi.
Yeah, Audi.
Golden Audi, and I remember the duty those days for cars to be imported back into India was 320 or 350%. No way I could have afforded it. But thanks to you know, late Prime Minister, you know, Rajiv Gandhi, he exempted all duty. And he put it in the Constitution. They put it in the Constitution. Anyone wins a car in the future at a world event can get it in duty-free, pre-announced in a world event. And then the next person to get it in was Aishwarya Rai. When she won the Miss World, she got a car, brought it in, and then many others have done it.
And I think our own Sanat Jayasuri was a judge in Bangalore. That was held in Bangalore, I think.
Which one? That was later.
Yeah, later. That was
but when she won it, the judge, I was the judge.
You were the judge.
I was the judge.
Misjudge her,
No, because I was the judge for that, and I'll tell you what happened. And that's the only last time I've judged a beauty pageant in my lifetime. Number one was Sushmita, Miss India. Miss India runner-up was Aishwarya. Miss India runner-up 2 was Jessie Randhawa. Sush became Miss Universe. Ash became Miss World. Jessie became Miss Asia Pacific. After that, I don't do any beauty pageants.
You don't have to do anything after that. Anyway, moving on. Now, after that, now people talk of Yuvraj Singh, but you equal Sir Garfield Sober's record of 6 sixes. Let's take our viewers through that.
Well, that, you know, when I hit those 6 sixes, Bandula, I didn't realize what I'd done. You know, it took a long while, you know, for the penny to drop. And today I realize how big an achievement that is. Because only 2 people have done it in first-class cricket. That's Sir Gary and myself. You know, so that's how difficult it is. Cricket's being played. And I did it in 1984. So it was almost 34 years ago. You know, and it's a long, long time. Gary Sobers did it in 69. And
it took so long to break that record, or to equal it.
Yeah, you can't break it. You can only equal it. But it's stood the test of time. And you don't plan hitting 6 sixes. You know, it's during the course of an innings. I think I was batting 120 or something, and the message came from the dressing room that we are declaring the innings. So in about 45 minutes, so go for it. So I went after this bowler. The first one went for 6, second one went for 6. The third one went for 6 as well. And the fourth one, he bowled wide down the leg side. And I just managed to swing one-handed, and it went into the stands over square leg for 6. That's when I thought, now here's an opportunity, you know, of going for the full Monty. So the fifth one was the biggest of the lot. It went out of the stadium into the hockey ground, you know, at Wankhede. So now came the last one. So everyone from the dressing room were out by the side screen. All the fielding side, you know, they had a lot of senior players, and I said, going to the bowler, telling him what to do. I said, this is my best chance. Because I'm sure the bowler is going to get confused. You know, there's no clarity of thought where he has to bowl. His mind is in a maze. Should I bowl outside off stump? What I said to myself was, I have to guess right. If I guess right, I have a decent chance of, you know, hitting it over the top. I decided to go down the leg side in anticipation. The bowler bowled it outside the off stump. But I managed to reach it and flat bat it on the side screen. And, you know, it happened to be 6 in an over. It still today is the fastest double 100 in first-class cricket, till to date. And, you know, I reached home and my mother asked me, I'd come back very late. It was a bit of a party animal.
Still?
Yeah. Measured now, you know. As you grow older, you tend to measure it out. But at that stage of my life, I was a party animal. And I came back pretty late, so mom asked me next day, you know, what happened? I said, I got out for 3 or 4. So that's what happens when you come back that late in the night. That's what happens. So I packed my bags and I went to Chennai. And the moment I landed in Chennai, I entered my room, the phone rang. It was mom. And she said, you got out for 5? I've just heard the news, what you've done. So, you know, and it was long later, you know, I landed in the West Indies to do television, I think 96, 97, and it was Jamaica. I got out at the airport, and there was this 2 gentlemen who came up. Hey, Ravi man, 6 sixers, you know. 6 sixers. Gary Sobers, Ravi Shastri, 6 sixers, man. That's when you realized, and then as years went by, you realized how big a thing it was. And very proud to be
that's what I said, the
part
younger
of
generation
that
should
team.
know about it. But now you spoke about your mum. Let me relate an interesting story with a very rare interview with Arjuna's mother gave me. She said that before a match he used to go and meet her and then like sleep on her bed. Then, and she told me, I gave him 2 advices. He listened to one, other one he didn't listen. So I asked Auntie why, what was it? First he said, you should have, you should never sell yourself, never appear in any advertisements. Arjuna didn't, except he supported polio. Then number 2, he had told Arjuna, you should retire after the first World Cup. He didn't retire. He said she didn't listen. So what's your relationship? It was a beautiful relationship Arjuna had with them. Huh? What's your relationship?
Huge. I mean, she followed cricket way before I even got involved in the game. She knew everything about the 50s, 60s, Bradmans, Dexters, Peter May, and she'd listen to commentary. She was that ahead. You know, so my interest automatically grew. So my parents supported me because my father was a doctor, mother was a professor in university. Now, naturally, they would be inclined to make me go towards education, you know, and study. But I did well in school as a cricketer in my last year of school. So they gave me the encouragement. And in 2 or 3 years, I was playing for Bombay and then for India. But right through my career, I mean, they were like pillars. Behind you, supported you. They knew everything about the game, dad and mom. A lot of times, they would be my coaches.
Was it more the mum? The way
Mom knew everything. And mom, I mean, for her, every match had to be 100 or a 50 or 5 wickets or 4 wickets.
Demanding.
Very demanding. Very demanding. But, you know, it's enjoyable at the end of it if you can deliver.
So that's what I always want to tell the viewers, mothers knows best no matter what. Having said that, now the previous question which you could answer, now you are a champion of champions, Ravi, but and you are now coaching a champion team. Let's talk about the team.
See, it's different. I've been in practically every role. You know, if you see in administration, as a former captain of India, as a cricketer, as a broadcaster for over 20 years, now the head coach. Each one is different. Nothing beat playing because, you know, it was fun. You were in the moment. It was live. You know, you had the admiration and adulation of the entire country, you know, when you did well. Broadcasting, next best to playing cricket, simply because you're on the other side of the fence and you can call a game and live the moment. And it's live. You know, so you speak of the game as it happens. And that's taken me around the world. It's brought back fond memories because I've gone back to places where I played cricket. I mean, I've got 100 there, and then you go and commentate on that game.
And you had more time to enjoy.
Yes, and the difference though, commentary, 0 pressure. When you played, immense pressure. Now this job is right up there to your playing days when it comes to pressure. In fact, even more.
It's a wonderful feeling.
You know, it's
champion side.
It's for me. I always believed in this side when I was asked to do this job. That's how I got in the first place, because they weren't doing well in England, but I knew at the back of my mind, this team has a lot of potential. But only thing, channelize your energies in the right area and play a brand of cricket that is enjoyable for everyone to watch, where you're fearless, you want to take the game ahead, you want to compete with the best in the world, and never give an excuse. If you lose, you have played badly. Don't blame an umpire, don't blame a pitch, don't blame anything else. Point the finger at yourself and as a team. And then you will go places. And for me, the fact that I'm able to contribute back to the game and to a bunch like this, which is such a good bunch, it makes me feel proud when I see them play.
I just want to tell the viewers, I don't know how many of you have noticed, I think you introduced something to this commentating, like the great, let's not forget great Tony.
Yeah.
Greg, now, see, we say congratulations. Ravi Shastri said many congratulations, and lots of commentators are following it.
But it's a used term.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was you're the one who really started, because I think you shower more. This is what I have noticed over the years.
I don't remember, but you know, when you're in the flow, you can never prepare. You know, what comes out at that moment.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, people feel good about it. This is what I'm trying. So then now, do you miss commentaries, giving commentaries?
See, when I'm focused on whatever job I do, my current job demands huge responsibility. It's a tremendous challenge. You know, it's a hard challenge, but a very enjoyable challenge as well. Commentary is fun. Commentary is where you go into the bedrooms, boardrooms of people, you know, and make them enjoy the game. You know, you paint a picture, not as much as you do on a radio when you're doing radio commentary, but still lift up the game, you know. You know, make people sitting in their rooms, you know, lounges or bedrooms, enjoy the sport. And try and put it across in such a way that you get more and more people wanting to watch it. My challenge when I do commentary is I don't want that guy to shift the channel and say, oh, this is boring. Let me see what's happening on another channel. That's the challenge.
Now, I want to talk of relations between Sri Lanka and India, because you love Sri Lanka and you have a soft corner for Sri Lanka. Like, now take Mumbai. Now, you didn't know of not that I'm talking of my former colleague and my friend, but you didn't know of a Sri Lankan diplomat in Mumbai till you met our former Consul General Saroja Sirisena.
Yeah, I had never met anyone, because I'm hardly in Bombay with the amount you travel. And I happened to meet her at a dear friend's place. You know, Kishore Bajaj was a really old friend of mine. And I happened to meet her there. And we just started talking, you know, and just asked, you know, where do you live? So she said, in Colaba. I said, what? In Colaba. I said, where she asked me, where do you live? I said, must be 50 yards from you somewhere, 100 yards, which was a fact. She just lived down the road. And what was fascinating was, A, she was a lady. 2, I found out she was extremely bright, very enterprising. And then the more and more people I met, I understood that she did a fabulous job in representing your country in my country. There's absolutely no doubt about that, because we have a huge common circle of friends. And I know from that, you know.
Because I know through experience, I mean, now see, it's very difficult. Now see, Mumbai, let's talk of the stars and the cricketers and the industrialists. It's full of that, but it has been difficult for Sri Lanka to reach out. Okay, Delhi is different. So why is that? You know, it's a very close society, or why?
Not really.
But where Saroja did it.
Saroja did it. So if where there's a will, there's a way. You know, that's why I said she was very enterprising. And what amazed me was, for someone so young, she had already had the experience of doing the same job in different countries, you know, at a very high level. So, you know, I can only see, I mean, she's left us now, you know, which is damn annoying, because, you know, we meet quite regularly with friends over there, but, you know, hopefully she'll get a fabulous job somewhere.
I'm sure now Sri Lanka might find annoying having her here. Anyway, having said that, what do you propose now? See, we have wonderful relationship between India and Sri Lanka. How do you propose to do more?
I think the more you play, the more you, the cricket you play, cricket's a great, you know, bonding factor. Yeah. It's fantastic. And luckily the Indian Cricket Board and the Sri Lankan Cricket Board have been thick as, you know, for a long, long time, which is very good. That's why, you know, we play each other so often. And Sri Lanka, you know, I believe, is one of the best tourist destinations. So, tourism is something that can be promoted on a massive scale within India for Sri Lanka. Because it's a place where a lot of Indians should come to, because A, it's not too far. If you can think of Maldives, why not Sri Lanka?
I remember Arundhati Roy saying Kerala, Sri Lanka is Kerala without relations.
Yeah, and it's what? It's if you fly from Bombay to Trivandrum, it's a 1.5 hour flight. You fly into Colombo, it takes us 2 hours, 1 hour, 15 minutes, 2 hours. That's a beautiful place, and that is something that has to be promoted massive.
I think lots of Indians, they come here now to have weddings.
A lot of them, and it's a destination place, for all these big functions. You go down south, it's beautiful. You can go up north now all the way, which is also very beautiful.
The highway.
Yeah, and I can see the development that's taken place here. Earlier in the 90s and turn of the century, it took us 3.5, 4 hours to reach Gaul. And some of your driving is fantastic. You press more brakes in the back seat than even the driver, when he's driving. But now with this highway, oh, it's beautiful. And you see the actual interiors of Sri Lanka. When you're on that highway, you actually feel you could be anywhere in the world.
Kandy or Gaul, your favorite?
Both have their charm. If you go further up from Kandy into Nurelia and all that, it's very, very nice. Beautiful drives around the tea estates. We went there last time when we have been there before as well. Gaul has its own charm. Right on the coast, you see the fort there, the sea, and it's fabulous.
I brought this up, Ravi, because Kandy, while the team is here, there were few communal tensions. Were you saddened by it? Because
you are, whenever it happens anywhere, because what do you associate Sri Lanka with? Peace, peaceful people. So why would you say only Sri Lanka? Any other part of the world? If things like that happen, it's unfortunate. We just hope it's squashed pretty quickly and things move on. Nipped in the bud and things move on.
Because I would have seen Sangakkara, Jayasuriya and Jayadritha, they issued really a message of peace. They said, I think in Sri Lanka, they would listen to cricketers rather than politicians. I'm sure it must be the same in India. They've been ambassadors for the country, and very good ambassadors at that. So obviously people are fond of them, and they would make a note of what they've said. And if that can spread, the word can spread around to within the area, it'll make a big difference. Because like I said, when you associate Sri Lanka, first thing you think is peaceful, lovely people. No, because I'm asking, I don't know, you read the news a while ago, the Sri Lankan Minister of Sports has invited Virat Kohli and his bride to come and holiday in Sri Lanka. I don't know, you heard about it?
No, I didn't. But Virat's been here many times.
Yeah, but a
sure.
special holiday,
oh, okay.
they're offering Sri Lankan Minister of Sports.
Oh, good, he should take it. He loves Sri Lanka, I know that. So he'll come anytime.
See, people would listen to you because I think we have a wonderful relationship with our two countries. So, like with the way Kumar has said, what have you got to tell our viewers? Because it's like you were saying, to be peaceful. What have you got?
No, because I've been coming for years, and you went through a period of war for a long, long time, and then you've got peace, for the last 10 years, 12 years, and it's been fabulous. So I would say just keep that going. Okay, you will get the occasional tensions happening, like what happened, but you don't expect that to, flare up. It's, like I said, if it's nipped in the bud, peace will prevail, and that's what everybody wants in one's own country and anywhere outside as well.
Ravi, war, peace, you all have stood by us. I will remember, I think lots of Sri Lankans cried when the Solidarity cricket team, led by Asaruddin and the manager was Intika Balan, came when the Aussies and the West Indies boycotted us in 1995. When you all came and played, lots of Sri Lankans cried and we went on to win the World Cup. Were you involved in that?
I did that World Cup. I didn't come because I was doing another match somewhere. But I did that World Cup right through, including the final where Sri Lanka won. And like I said, the cricket boards have been like this, thick, right from the beginning, as long as I can remember. When I remember playing the first proper test match against Sri Lanka in 84, 85. Since then, I've come all these years, many, many times to to Sri Lanka. And the bonding between the BCCI and Sri Lankan cricket has been fabulous. And the same with the players. You know, I still keep in touch regularly, you know, with whether it be an Arjuna or whether it's Arvinda or Sanat. You know, you meet them and you feel that as if it was yesterday, you know, when we played with each other. So it's great.
You brought Aravind.
And then now I see in the Sri Lankan side, you've got Asanka and you've got Rumesh, who played with me under 19, you know. So it's great to see.
And we have Ravi Ratnayak in Melbourne.
Yeah, he's in Melbourne, yeah.
But talking now, you brought Aravind back. See, many people, he was a stylish cricketer. Many people don't.
Stylish? He was a serious cricketer, man. Yeah. You know, that guy had a big match temperament. Big games, that guy would score.
Aravind, yeah.
Oh, no question.
But nobody's, I mean, like people talk of Jayasuriya, but still, I think Aravind should
big
get
matches.
place.
I mean, look at the World Cup. Semi-finals, 0-for-2. He comes and smashes 60. As if he had come in batting on 100. That's the way he played. Just counter-attacked in brilliant fashion. Sri Lanka beat India in that game. And then again, in the biggest of games, in a chase, under pressure, you've lost a couple of wickets, goes on to get 100 and finishes it off for Sri Lanka. I mean, those are memories.
You can
If someone even forgets, you should get a ruler out and bloody give him a spank on his backside.
That's good, I think. You know, that, see, coming to my last few questions is, right, you talk of, now, you started as a bowler when you became a batsman and you became better known as a batsman. Why did you gave up bowling or what happened?
No, it was very interesting. I started as a bowler, but I always knew I could bat. You know, so I would bowl and I would bat in the middle order. Then when we started touring, many times when our top order was struggling, I was asked to open. And then it became a regular habit. When we went overseas, you were batting in the top 3. Then it became very difficult for me to the workload and the focus, you know, because there were times where you'd bowl 35, 40 overs. You have 10 minutes to put your pads on and you're out again. Then, you know, I found I was not doing justice to both, either of them. So I decided to, because I enjoyed batting at the top. So more than I enjoyed bowling. I enjoyed batting at the top of the order, especially overseas. So my focus was there. So bowling went out the wind. Instead started batting.
Ravi, my final question, because I know, I mean, this is really for the ladies who are watching this program on TV. Now, I mean, I'm not going to ask your age because you should not give your age. But I know you love ladies and ladies love you. But how do you keep fit?
How do I keep fit?
Yeah.
It's not, I eat your food. Your Sri Lankan food, full of spice. Yeah? The men are nice, the women are full of spice. And so is the food. You know, you get that combination right, you'll always be fine. Your koturotu, you know, with all the sombals. Egg hoppers. We've eaten nothing else. Because even my team, you see them at breakfast. No one will eat anything else. They will only eat Sri Lankan food.
Don't forget Sri Lanka, men are nice, women are spice.
Full of spice.
Thank you very much, Ravi.
Pleasure.
Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.